there's nothing that can really compare with that. It's something that like ignites you. Like when you do it, you feel very in the moment, you feel you belong and you feel alive.
Most PMs don't follow a straight path to how they get there.
Okay, so if you're ever wondering, so am I doing this whole PM things right? So what's my role going to look like in the future? I hope this is the right place for you.
I'm back to the podcasting.
Exactly, it's just a table turn.
On my gravestone, there's gonna be a QR code to my YouTube channel.
All right, welcome to the Product House, where two friends nerd out about the product. So this is actually a special program for a product house. It's called PM Spotlights. It's about the roles, and reflections for the product managers.
Yeah, so job descriptions make product management sound neat and tidy, but in reality, it's messy, it's creative, it's political, and it's deeply human, right? So most PMs don't follow a straight path to how they get there. And that's exactly what we wanted to kind of share and explore with the PM Spotlights.
Okay, so if you're ever wondering, so am I doing this whole PM things right? So what's my role going to look like in the future? I hope this is the right place for you. So this series is really about the connections, clarity, and also celebrating all different type of product management as well.
Yeah, so as Charlotte mentioned, we do have a special guest today. We've got Ting Ting, who's a content creator and founder with over 50,000 followers.
I have known Ting Ting actually for years. So Ting Ting is from designing public transport to becoming a social media star. And Ting Ting is an engineer and turned content creator with more than 6K followers across all platforms. So Ting Ting is amazing. So let's welcome Ting Ting.
Welcome.
Hello everyone. I'm back to the podcasting.
Exactly, it's just a table turn. So for the audience didn't know, probably we should actually have the episode of me and Ting Ting interviewing Kiet probably on the screen right here to
Flashback.
actually show.
That was my first introduction to podcasting, actually, going on Charlotte and Ting Ting's first episode. Oh, not first episode, but my first episode, definitely.
Yeah, it was a really amazing episode as well. Well, so as in all tradition, we actually prepare some rapid fire for Ting Ting. And the idea is Ting Ting will answer the first, and then we're all going to follow. And we're actually building a custom GPT for this. This is how nerdy we are. So we don't really know what's actually going to come out. Let's go. Do you normally script it or wing it?
Win it.
Yeah.
50-50 scripted and winning.
Okay, 50-50. More scripted than winner because I don't think I'm really good in thinking on my feet. Great. Okay, next question is do you rely on analytics to guide you next move?
Yes.
Absolutely.
50-50. I'll tell you why. Okay, the third one is, are you about ship fast with a few bugs or wait for a perfect polish?
I don't wait for a perfect polish. Whatever that first one is, I'm probably that.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not embarrassed about it, you probably waited too long.
Wish I can say that. It depends on if I can find the bugs. If I find the bugs before I release it, it will bug me. So I will. It's very hard for me not to fix the bugs. But if it's a bug that I find it afterwards, I will make peace with it. All right. Next one. If your work style were a superhero, who would it be? Your work style. It's a very tricky question.
Spider-Man, not a Marvel like expert, but I just know Spider-Man's not like the strongest Superman, but it's the most likable.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I strive to be. So
nice.
I like it.
I just need to be likable, okay?
For me, it's let's keep on the same theme. I'm Doc Ock, so I'm trying to manage a lot of things, but unlike Doc Ock, who has the help of the machine, I don't. So
who's Doc Ock?
Yeah,
he's one of the villains of the Spider-Man universe. Look, he's got 8 arms or 4 arms and 2 hands and 2 legs and tries to multitask.
Yeah, okay. Interesting, because my answer is also a Spider-Man. But I think it's because I don't even like Spider, by the way. But the only reason is because it's all about connections. Last one is describe your ideal users or audience in 3 words. Oh my God, this is hard.
I don't have ideal. Like whoever likes me, I like them. Okay. Well, like I want them to be kind. If I can choose, I would like the kinder side of the internet. 3, they have money so they can pay. There's no point attracting people who like me but don't pay for me. Sorry.
So good.
Fair enough.
Hiring, fair enough. That's a good EVF, the whole like a framework there. That's amazing. Okay, Kiet.
Open and honest.
Okay.
So I think feedback's a gift,
words.
right? And yeah.
Very technically 3 words. I like it. 3 words like caring and impactful. Number 3 is actually can make money. All right, let's all our rapid fire questions.
That was fun.
Thank you, Ting Ting. I did feel like I get to know. Yes. Oh, we can even make the tools like a link there. It's actually you can use it for any party as well. All right. Now that's for people who doesn't know about Ting Ting yet. Who is Ting Ting, and what's your product about?
Yeah, I'm Ting Ting. I am a engineer turned social influencer, and I'll describe myself as a YouTuber, and I share happiness through K-pop beauty and fitness content. That's how I would describe what I do. The ultimate goal is to entertain. Like I wouldn't really say I'm a beauty fitness guru because ultimately I want to share positivity through sharing my learnings through K-pop public dance and aging as Asian and being in my 30s.
Aging as we all are.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I do.
Okay. It really is a N of 1, isn't it? It's unique.
It is. Again, the reason why when I inviting Ting Ting, when we have this program, Ting Ting is the first name actually popping into my head. I was like, oh, she will be perfect for this because on the top of all these kind of influencer role and the tender role, in my head, you are also playing a little bit PM role and like a funder role for your organization, your product. So I would be very interested in what's your understanding about the product manager as a role.
Yeah, like probably because I came from a customer experience background and so first I was designing the Service New South Wales apps and then which is like a social like a what do you call it, software app, and then I went to real life designing public transport, and there's actually a lot of similarities between just like designing anything. You mentioned PM, and then I thought about it. I typically see myself as playing 3 roles, like the talent and the manager, which I would say includes the product management side, and then the CEO. So the talent is like the star, and that talent, you need to nurture the talent's creativity, energy, and basically satisfy what they need to be creative. But the PM, the product manager, whatever manager, there's a talent manager in between as well, makes sure that whatever ideas that comes out, because the talent doesn't care about making money, doesn't really care about the performance. They just want a release. It's like a personal satisfaction of I want to make this. It almost feels very romantic to do something creative, but the PM needs to make sure that this works in the market. There's a need for it, and how do we express this creativity while making money and making a career out of it? And I would say the CEO sees the overall side of the manager and the talent, and mostly make sure that the career is viable, everyone's doing okay. And a lot of the time the CEO comforts the manager because the manager gets so burnt out.
To be clarified, in your head, is that 3 at the moment? You are your CEO, you are your PM, and you are your talent?
It's a one-person team, and ChatGPT is my analyst, thank God. Like, I used to play the analyst god. ChatGPT is doing this fine.
Amazing. But how do you kind of balance like these 3 roles within one person? Like, do you kind of have to do something to clarify to yourself to say, hey, at this moment where I'm making these decisions, I'm the role of the CEO. And then like, how do you distinguish which role you are playing when you're making a decision?
So it's implemented in my daily schedules, and it's kind of just practicing switching on and off parts of your brain. So when I wake up, I just like make sure you do your like routine. I just came from tennis and then exercise, and that's when I make sure I'm not playing any of the roles. I'm just a human being, a work-life balance. And then when I'm filming, I just make sure that I enjoy in the moment. Don't think about performance. Just release that energy. And then after filming, in ideation, because do we want to go into that already? Like basically,
Yes.
As much
content
detail as you
creation
want.
has this roadmap. So you do ideation, market research to see how viable that idea is. If the idea is good, then we continue polishing, designing it. So that's all part of, that's a co-work between a talent and a manager. And then you go into filming, right? Like right now, it's the talent that's in play. We don't think about, is the audio quality going to be okay? That's for the producer. And then after this, right, then the manager comes in and be like, okay, let's edit it. Sorry, there's an editor as well. There's too many roles. And the editor thinks about, oh, how do we story tell this? And then when we publish, then everyone leaves and kind of the CEO comes in and be like, how's the performance? What can we learn from this? The CEO and the analyst. And then it's a whole loop of improving the next video. What should we do more of? What should we do less of? And that's me, which is just me.
That's very cool. I love I love the use of personas to kind of distinguish between what's your key focus at any given moment. Because as someone who multitasks and also has ADHD, sometimes there's so many different things that come to mind. Say, oh, I got to think about this, I got to think about that. But using kind of a persona as a framing kind of device sounds like a really powerful tool to kind of keep you focused, right? Which thank you. That's a pretty cool tip and superpower as well. Could you kind of give us a little bit of background around kind of your path, both into engineering, into kind of design world, and now kind of as a creator?
Yeah, so my background is in engineering and science. And after that, I went to public service because
And that you studied that in uni?
I studied engineering and science, specifically renewable energy, because I just want to make the world a better place, which still
You are
serves...
making the world a better place. You are making the world a better
Exactly.
place.
Like, I actually see social media as public service as well, because the audience is, in both cases, are very diverse. But like putting something into the public. And I was studying engineering and science, and then I went to public service. I enjoyed it while it lasted, but becoming a star is always something. It was my dream, basically. I always wanted to be a celebrity. And I've
How
always...
did you discover the dream? Like, is it
Like when
something
I
that
was
trigger?
young, I remember sort of singing and dancing. And the thrill, like all the performers would say the same thing, like the thrill of being on stage. There's nothing that can really compare with that. It's something that like ignites you. Like when you do it, you feel very in the moment, you feel you belong, and you feel alive. It's that feeling. When I was working, I was still dancing, and those moments are still the moments I feel alive, but I never really thought of making it anything more serious, because wanting to be famous, like who doesn't want to be famous? It's, and then it's not till me and Charlotte were doing podcasting, and I think by actually publishing something, getting closer to the creative world, and going to Disney audition, like I started trying more things that's creative instead of rejecting my passion and calling it something childish. I discovered that maybe it's not that shallow. I don't actually care about being that famous, because the moment of doing it is all that matters to me. That's what gives my life meaning. And because before I thought it's more meaningful to create public service that's useful to the world. It's so easy to justify for that. Like I'm creating something. It's so important. It's like so much funding, so good. But then it doesn't, I feel it in my heart, but it doesn't feel as real. The more you do it, I think, yeah, I think it just kind of leads you that way. I was like, oh, what if I just try? And then
what's the hardest thing during these transitions? So the mindset part is the actual skills transition part.
I'm pretty sure I have like a video of me crying at like a very early stage of this career transition. I think I was still in career break because I couldn't give up that public servant safety net. And I just quit my job. I thought, not that I took like a unpaid leave, and I thought nothing serious. I'm just playing. I can just take some days off. But actually, I was taking this really seriously. I put a lot of pressure onto myself to make it work because you took a big step and you better make something out of it. And because of my personality, I'm a very lively, outgoing person. And I've always really enjoyed public speaking being in front of the camera. So I've always assumed this burst of energy is very natural to me. It would just come. It would just happen. Like when I assumed, oh, when I quit my job, when I put the camera in front of me, oh, I'll just become famous like the next day. When it actually happened, like people in front of the camera, it's really awkward in front of the camera. And if the energy did not come, the ideation did not come, and I tried. I was even using like a professional camera, took that camera out. I was doing some like emotional health sort of videos about how to be more productive and stuff like that. And it was scripted. I had a script out. I know, like I tried to like write some jokes to make it funny. Take my script, take my camera out, and then start filming it. I don't feel it. I don't like what I filmed. And when you don't like what you filmed, it's very hard to edit it. And that's actually a skill. It's actually because I didn't understand that everyone else feels awkward. And it's very natural to feel this way. And everything needs to be done in post-production. When you're filming it, it's just, and then I had a different expectation because I wasn't educated about how this works and have no experience. And I was like crying, like in the video, I was like crying, like, I thought it would just happen. Like maybe I'm just not that talented. Like everything I thought I am, like because I was thinking this is what God made me to do.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I always knew that I want to do, something that's like innate to me since I was born. I was like, oh God,
But how did you get yourself out of there? How did you get yourself out of there? That's so interesting.
As Asians, we're gonna just keep pushing. No, I think there's like an Asian part where you just wanna ace it. You wanna do something well, and then I pushed it. I started with there's enough advice on TikTok. Basically, people saying, at first you're just gonna film it and publish it and practice and not think about the quality. It's quantity over quality. So I think I made TikTok every day for at least few months. And then there will be feedback, from that.
Because you mentioned around the Asian family, because I come from Asian family as well, and I know, and sometimes it's both a blessing and a cursing in the best way. What's your family kind of reaction during the period of time when you go through that?
It's something I'm still struggling, and it's still, I think, in a way inhibiting my creativity because I don't think my family really likes what I do. But they neither supportive nor, they just don't acknowledge it. Like when I talk about it, there's like silence, and they will change the topic to something else. I guess when I create, I still think about, or like, for example, if I make family vlogs, it's like a no-go zone kind of for me because I can't really do those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I find a lot of people in the startup space would probably have a lot of similar parallels to the experience you've had, right?
With the family stuff, I feel like if you can't even overcome what your family think about you, like how you gonna do this, right? Because there's like way more harsh opinions out there about about what you do if you want to become a founder or like create anything in the world. So I feel that's a nice little test. Better coming from your family first before coming from strangers.
At least it comes from a, ultimately positive kind of position.
Yeah, a place of concern.
Tell us something that you feel like most happy and proud of in your kind of career journey, like creative journey at the moment.
I'll start with what Kiet asked before. He asked like, how do you know it's working? So I was posting TikTok every day for like months. It was my morning routine because I go out for a walk every day. I decided, you know what, I'm going to stop forcing myself to create. And that's a skill transition because as an engineer and as a person who's used to office work, you're used to working is like an effort, but creating should be something that's quite smooth. So it should be something that like something flows out of you. That's where like the best creativity comes from. So then without knowing it, I was actually practicing by doing my morning walks and film a video every day in my morning walk. Could be anything because when I walk, that's when I have a lot of thoughts in my head and I just start walking, start like talking. One day, so I was relatively used to this process now. And then one day I was like walking along one of the walkways at Willoughby and I was like, one thing I like about Australia is that doesn't matter where you live, there's always place to walk. Yeah, published. It was like 100K views, like in few hours, I think. And that was first short video that went quite like viral. Okay, that time I called this viral, but now it'll be like, okay, but it's like 100K is not too bad. And it went
It's
up and up.
amazing. Yeah.
Because it created conversations, can respond, be like what their opinion is like. I forgot, but basically it became kind of political. It was like, because I mentioned Australia, right? And then some people say that's like everywhere, okay? And then other people think, oh, that's a really privilege. Like where I live, there's no place to walk, right? Like, because then it started a debate and then because that went successful, and then I did a little analysis on like, okay, why did this work? First of all, it was coming from a place of very genuine opinion because the whole footage is very amateur. That's what works on TikTok. If you put something too professional, kind of people think it's too fake. And then I started something that people engage and they can share, and then I learned something like whenever you post, you have to think about you only creating half of a product. The other half needs to be completed by the audience. And you need to think about, you need to leave room for them to engage because that's how social media works. So people will like intentionally make a mistake. People will intentionally put something on the background. There has to be more than one point of focus in one single video so the video can loop because you always want people to like watch it multiple times. So the retention is more than 100%. So these are sort of the things then I slowly learned by having viral videos, and then you analyze it, and now that's the formula.
Yeah. So I actually have one question around that. Is early on, how did you actually discover about your audience? Like, how do you know at the moment? Are you just assuming the whole world is my oyster? I want to target for everyone, or do you have a actually particular niche market, like you target market at the beginning?
At first, I approached social media exactly like kind of a business as everything I learned in school. Like I have this like template, writing down vision, mission, value, audience, pain point, blah, blah. And then that's why initially my YouTube is around emotional health because I went to therapy for years, and this is like the things I want to share about. And I really want to help people feeling like better, happier. And I did that whole thing, business plan. Have a whole plan of who my audience is. Did not work. Do those things ever again. Like, okay, you can do them and they don't work. No, they work sometimes, but in my case, at first, because I have no idea about social media, like, if you want to start social media and becoming an influencer today, just post. Constant posting, and then find out who you attract. You need to first find out what you are good at making. What products can you actually make and you're happy making forever? And then see who you attract. And then you start filtering. And so emotional health did not work for me. And then one day I watched the K-pop dance singing stage and I was so excited about this. Like, actually, things I really want to share. Like, I really want to tell people about how good this is. And I filmed a reaction video of how I'm just feeling, oh my God, guys, look at that tiny detail. You see that? Okay. And then that went pretty well. So before, my mental health stuff only have like maybe 10 views, and that one got like 100 views like very quickly. And so as that feedback loop basically made me keep going onto the reaction path. And then very quickly I attracted obviously K-pop lovers. And because I want to make content that's more profitable, so I started doing like Korean dating show reactions because I like Korean dating shows. I watch them personally, and I see there's a market gap of there are not many people who niche. So then I went, and I was really successful. I'm like the best reactor for Singles Inferno, one of the top dating shows on Netflix, and also Physical 100. I'm very, very proud of these reactions I made, but very slowly, like I gathered an audience. It's very clear. They're just like Asians like me who watch these entertainment shows. But I found my audience. I did not like them. So I pivoted.
Okay.
That was very hard. That was probably the second hardest thing I had to do. Not that I did not like my audience. It's probably part fault is my product. It's like you attracted the way I talk about people, the way I was too eager to just have attention on the internet, like have views. So my titles are very, it's just like eye-grabbing, but they're very opinionated and very a little bit negative. Like, it's like, because people are more attracted to more negative things over positive things. So if you love Blackpink, and if you see like a video of Blackpink are so beautiful, like you'll be like, sure, like you ignore it. And then, but if you say, this is why Lisa is the ugliest member in Blackpink, you like click into it and want to start debating. And that's, see how that's benefiting the creator?
Feeding the algorithms. So,
We highlight that part as a highlight for this podcast. I'm pretty sure this podcast is going to go over roof.
We're gonna get like hate comments. And so then I moved to K-pop beauty and fitness.
I was just going to say, to Ting Ting's point, right? You really have to pick your audience and kind of what you want to say to them. And in her case, even though she was getting the flow, it wasn't the audience she wanted to target, right?
Well, but the thing is, I find it really interesting. I really like Ting Ting's way. I feel like I learned a lot through when you describe it. I said, well, this is exactly how I like my product to work. Because it definitely sounds like you do a lot of experiment. You follow your passion along the way. You're setting up a system to allow you to pushing information out, get you into a little bit this creative process, get you familiar with resources, come up with new idea, and you follow your passion. And then it's through that you identify your niche audience. And then from there, you're making decisions around, do they align with my core value or not? And I really like it. Because before, Ting Ting, you asked me, what's the things I'm curious the most about you? This is kind of like touching with the question that I'm curious the most about you is how do you actually balance like all of that? Like there is your own value in behind this. There is because at the beginning you also say, rapid fire, you also say you wanted to make sure this audience are actually willing to pay for your content, actually can make money. And then, so you have passion, you have money, and also there's a market need. There's certain topic you just know the market would just, if you put that particular topic, they're just going to find. How do you balance all of these when you coming up with your contents and decide your strategy?
Do I see them as a balance? Sometimes as a balance, but mostly I see them as a harmony diagram. So my process goes, because now I do K-pop, like beauty and fitness. that actually already aligns with my core value, because I know in this space, it can be toxic, but I have my own views on this that I swear by, and I believe in the ways I approach this. And because I've been dancing K-pop for 10 years, and my appearance really like changed during this. So I actually have like genuine learnings I can share. So by switching from reactions to this is how I decided this area. And then within here, right, I'll always go from ideation is ideas, like 100 ideas that I want to do. And then from those 100 ideas, then you do a market research on which ones people have done, which ones people have done that are popular, and which ones people are done that are popular and you can make it better. And then you filter to that. And then it's basically guaranteed it will work. And I say it's a harmony because as a creator, because creator is an artist and a businessman. An artist may not care too much about the money they make. They are pure creative. But I think all creators are mini media companies, and making a business out of it is part of the satisfaction.
It's a flying wheel for you. It basically give you energy and then you're producing more good stuff and everything. Is that ever happened to you? You just feel like you couldn't produce any content. You are on the run, like a really successful idea coming out, and then you get a lot of views, but suddenly you just disappear for time. You have a writer's block or something. And what do you do in that situation if that happens?
So during the pivoting moment between reaction to fitness, even after I decided, okay, I'm going to fitness, even after I already made little tests that worked, that says, yes, Ting Ting, you can go into fitness. People like it because I already had millions of views, just tested in like shorts, but I did not post a video for 3 months because of like pressure to be good and fear of disappointing existing subscribers. My biggest fear already came true, still happening, but it doesn't bother me as much, is people coming and be like, why are you doing this? Where's my reaction? Like, can you please react to this? You can still see those comments like under some of my current videos. And then because I already built a small YouTube channel that has got a niche, and changing that is disappointing. It's like I always think about my videos as cereals on a supermarket shelf. It's similar. If you go to Coles, that's YouTube, right? And you've got different types of products, that's your categories. And then you want to stand out, your thumbnails is the branding. You want to stand out from all the different type of cereals. So it's like people always come to this shelf for your cereal, and one day you sell chocolate. What a betrayal, right?
Wow.
I mean, it's a classic thing, right? Product managers almost always get that comment. I hate your new feature. I used to love how it used to work, right?
Yeah.
Because they're programmed and used to kind of expect it one thing, and then now they're getting something else.
Adobe Photoshop is a bad thing. How dare is these Figma things that are coming out, changing the whole things?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's very cool. It sounds like everything, Ting Ting, if I could make an observation, everything you've mentioned is almost a masterclass in feedback loops, right? And, your process of kind of ideation through to kind of working out niches, it's the perfect description of a product market fit, right? Who is my customer? What are their underserved needs? Some of those are already served, but could I do it better, right? And then you kind of create your product around that. It's very, very fascinating to see the parallels.
I also feel a lot of strength from you as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of inner kind of growth for you to be able to acknowledge it around that, getting through some of its hardship, like understanding your audience, but also understanding your principle to know when you wanted to make sacrifice, when you don't want to make sacrifice. I see a lot of energy from you as well.
Hey, wanted to change the pace a little bit. AI is obviously a very hot topic at the moment, and creators typically are kind of early adopters of a lot of these technology. I think just through talking to you, Charlotte and I have both kind of gotten some really good tips offline around kind of AI. Is there anything you could share with our audiences around tools or hacks that you swear by?
Other than ChatGPT, I don't use other AI tools, but editing has AI. I don't really use the AI features in editing as much, but
How do you use ChatGPT in your process?
I specifically went to my ChatGPT history and looked at what I did. All right. Title ideation and optimization. And optimizing a script, I think I think these top two are very common ones. I don't use ChatGPT for thumbnails yet. I don't think they are that good at thumbnailing yet. Okay, how much should I charge for an ad? That's so good. And
Pricing.
I actually used ChatGPT for quite a bit of emotional support. Like I actually asked ChatGPT to pretend to be a podcast interviewer and then to interview me about my career journey, like just now, because it can help you have a third person. It's kind of a tool for reflection, because when you speak about your journey, then you can reflect and visualize and know sort of where you want to head to. It's when I'm lost, I'll talk to ChatGPT about it. So as
That's
I
very cool.
mentioned, I asked ChatGPT to give my channel performance analysis and give me suggestions. Like it's like I think the whole K-pop fitness thing was partly ChatGPT, partly YouTube AI, because YouTube back end would talk to creators and it will give you like suggestions on these are the gaps in the search terms and this is what your audience is searching. This is the gap. How about you do this? And then currently on YouTube, they're improving their AI features. So you can like click a video that you have and then ask the YouTube AI to give you suggestions of what are some of the similar videos I can make. And it will give you the script, title, opinions, and even thumbnail ideas. I asked ChatGPT how to respond to rude comments. I think that's also like an emotional support, because sometimes people like say things I'm like kind of like one day like I posted like a sexy dance video and then one of the comments says, oh, the next step has to be like, or something like, oh, when are you going to open your OnlyFans account? It bothers me because there's nothing wrong with opening a OnlyFans account. I was like, I really like bugs me. And then I asked like ChatGPT, but I ended up just like blocking that person. I kind of regret it. Like, yeah, because then I want to try to go find it and I couldn't find it anymore because I blocked this person. Did you know like Meitu, you know those like editing apps to change your, like make your eyes bigger, make you have abs and like change your skin tone? Those actually use AI because they analyze what's popular on the internet and then they...
Do you use that? Like, do you use?
Oh my god, nothing goes unreal for me. You know, like make my face like smaller, smoother, and then boobs bigger, waist thinner.
Okay, that's a use case of AI.
Everything, but how I call it is it's called beauty restoration, because I look way more beautiful in real life. I'm just like restoring my beauty for the camera.
Yeah. So interesting. Because one of the things you're talking about the AI is very funny. When you mentioned it's about the reflection power, me and Kiet was kind of just laughing. Is because we're literally talking about this in our last episode when we're talking about topic about mental health and about people actually using GPT for AI therapy. And one of the opinions to share was about that's probably best use cases is to let AI to kind of helping us do a bit reflections. So
yeah, it's a great sounding board, isn't it?
Yeah. I might ask another kind of question on the top of all this tooling and stuff as well, because I assume you are playing multiple roles yourself and then create like and then you have a very fluent kind of audience. You have a very big audience. Everyone have their opinion. They want you to do certain things, and the market is changing all the time. I'm really interesting around how do you keep on top of everything? Like, what's your learning process? Look, how do you be able to have your finger on the pulse to know what's happening in the world at the moment? What should I be doing? How do I be relevant? Like, or like keep up with the trends all the time.
Do you stay sharp?
Yeah, how to stay sharp?
It's actually very... I've got opinions on this.
Yes, we want to hear them.
it's actually easy to stay on trend because you just need to keep scrolling. Just if you scroll enough TikTok, you will know what's trend. Trend these days, everyone's trend will be a little bit different, but there will be super trends that everyone will scroll through. So if you keep scrolling, you will know the trends, but I don't think it makes you sharp because that's the trap I fell into. So when I started social media, I was too eager to be trendy. So yeah, it's easy. It's like I had a phase when I just like open TikTok, use because it will show you the trendy sounds, and then you just open filters and then you pop up like these are the most popular filters because the platform want you to participate in trends because engagement is everything. And then I did those things for 1 or 2 years, and then when I realized if you do this, you are more like just serving the platform. The audience you build, are they really your audience? Because you're just doing what everybody else is doing, right? I'm sure. And then so I think you should know the trends. You should participate in the trends. But more importantly, you need to know what's your product. What is it that you're serving that's different? So when you follow these trends, you know whether this trend is actually good for you or not. Some trends you don't need to participate. So I would say the most successful influencers have their own unique grounds and they don't get like shifted by the winds. You need to know the winds, but I think it's more important that there's something that's evergreen. For example, I think social media is feeding people emotional needs. Some are knowledge, but I think ChatGPT can replace knowledge. So I think more important than ever, social media influencers need to be human and need to show what, this can do. Like, it's like emotions, life, and in Chinese word it's called 活人感. It's like, it's being alive.
These words stuck in my head all the time, to be honest. A lot of things that we do, even sometimes, I think I went to an amazing meetup this week. Like in the Southern Hills, there was just one certain people be super authentic talking about opinion problem, like a topic. I was just like, it made me alive. That's exactly the 活人感 that Ting Ting talking about. I feel like I just generally connect better with the people and audience. And
For
that's what
people
we're
who
looking
don't
for.
speak Mandarin like myself, how does it translate?
Alive human feeling. You need to give people the feeling that you're alive. And I watched an analysis of this. It's so useful. So that this girl was like, what's 活人感? 活人感 is basically, you point a pretty ugly angle of yourself, but it cannot be too ugly. And then you would just be like, you need to be like not perfect. Like things just need to be kind of messy. Like maybe like your bed is not made up and you're just like talking like kind of like how you talk to a friend. But you know what really inspired me was she said that you need to be like not so pretty, but not too ugly. Because if you're not too ugly, people don't want to watch.
Yeah, it's fascinating because it's almost like there's a middle ground where it's like you have to be enough but not too much. It's a fascinating kind of balance.
Well, are we ready to ask the big questions?
Ting Ting, for you looking ahead, what's next from here?
Creatively, I want to become an influencer that brings positivity to the world. Product side, I want to make videos that I will be proud of printing a QR code on my gravestone. Actually, that's what I think. That's what I think all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
my chat. It's like this on my gravestone. There's gonna be a QR code to my YouTube channel.
I think it says two
Subscribe.
things though, right? One is obviously the legacy you want to leave behind, but two, your confidence in the technology of QR code and how long it will actually last for.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say I'm confident at YouTube. Like, I don't know whether YouTube's still gonna be there.
It's like 1,000 years down the line, they're going to find this gravestone with a QR code on it, and they'll be like, "What the fuck am I going to do with this?"
Historian Museum, the one of the most greatest creators in the world.
More precisely, I'm trying to hit at least 10K on Instagram finally. Gosh, why is it so hard to grow on Instagram? YouTube, I think I'm trying to hit wasn't 100K I set for myself, but if I hit 50K, I'll be happy.
I thought you were already almost there. Yeah,
I'm 46. Yeah, it's but most importantly, I think my product and my brand is not very defined. I think that's more important to me. I want to, like kind of polish my videos and my brand and have a personal identity on the internet that I'm proud of. And I think the following, and money would come after that. Yeah, but if not, it's okay. I'll go back to public service.
You'll be amazing. Well, you are doing public service for us all to have all the amazing contents outside as well.
You can always fall back on a product job.
Yeah. Well, you are doing a product job, like this kind of opinion. So maybe I have another question, which is a question Ting Ting answer this all the time, and hear other people answer this question all the time, because it's also the closing question for all the Ting Ting and Kaka's podcasts as well. So if you can actually send a message to a younger version of yourself, it could be a mindset, it could be a mantra, what would you say to her?
If I ask a young, I'll say, you're doing fine. That's what I want to tell myself right now as well. But yeah, when I tell my younger self, I want to tell her, you're doing fine. Don't worry. Just keep going. Enjoy the moment.
Aww.
Same advice I'll give to myself, because I think a lot of the energy is wasted in feeling anxious about where this goes. And I think that's such a waste of energy. I always tell myself, my future self, who is like so famous, cannot even go into the streets. Like, I would just be like, oh, I should like really enjoy now. I can walk on the streets, right? I'm like, why do I worry so much? And then I'll enjoy much more of the process and the journeys I have. And because now I'm struggling with defining my product, right? And I hear so many successful people struggling with having a product that's too famous, too defined, and it becomes very difficult to innovate and experiment, right? So I was like, everyone has their own struggles. I should just enjoy having the opportunity, being in the journey. It's such a privilege, I think.
Yeah. Such a great message. That's such a great message for to me right now. I feel like it's not even younger self. This is just such a powerful message. Is there any legacy you want to leave for the next person?
I'll ask, what do they think is the future of social media? Such a broad question.
Actually, the next person might be perfect to answer that question. So thank you so much, Ting Ting, to actually join the PM Spotlights, the roles and reflections. Thank you so much.